Hello, 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 people. Just waiting for y'all to pour on in. Got a few y'all here already. It's gonna be a little short lesson. While we waiting, I just released my new website. I relaunched it. Let me see if y'all can see it. Yeah. Yeah. Have y'all been on there yet? That's spontaneous.com. That is spontaneous.com. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. Um, I'm tired, y'all. The rain, but in a good way. You know how you tired, but in a good way? It's kind of like that. Uh, I wrote down what I'm going to say because I don't want to miss anything. And usually I just come off the top, but I don't want to miss what I got to say to y'all. Plus, I got a lot on my mind. Um, I didn't know you did that. Kudos to you. What's up? What's up? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, make sure you check it out. Spontaneous.com. I just dropped it yesterday. It's October. It's time for something new. I just washed my hair and I put a whole bunch of shampoo in my hand, but then I realized that it wasn't shampoo. I realized that it was actually body wash, and since it was so much that I put in my hand, I actually did not use shampoo. I just used body wash to wash my head because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna waste this body wash. So I did use body wash to wash my head. Don't judge me. Send you the link. I will. I'll send the link. It is Friday night. Friday. Smell good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hope everybody got to their destination safely. This is going to be about accountability. Yeah, it looks fine. Thank you. Thank you. I asked a question on Twitter. One of the questions I asked on Twitter was earlier today was do y'all use body wash or soap? So before I start, what y'all be using? Body wash or soap? What y'all prefer? Or both? As long as you clean. Body wash or soap? Let me see what y'all got to say about that before I start. Body wash or soap? Both. Both. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Body wash. Both. Both. Cool. Both. This is about accountability. This is not gonna be very long. Just got a few points to let y'all know about. Body wash is fragrance to me. That's what somebody else said earlier. Accountability. For some reason, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be accountable to people. By nature, I don't think we want to be accountable to anybody. You hear a lot of people saying, "Yeah, I'm solo," or "I do what I want. I don't listen to nobody. I don't listen to nobody. I do what I want." You know, stuff like that is so cliche, but we really do that a lot. I used to be like that when I was younger. That's a bad sign for people to say that they are solo, quote unquote, or they're on their own agenda, they're doing their own thing, they don't listen to nobody. That's a bad sign. Actually, we're all accountable in some way, whether it's the law or it does keep us in check, yeah. Whether it's family, whether it's relationships, we are accountable to somebody in some way, whether we realize that or not. And even if you break the law and you in jail, you're still accountable because you still got to do what they tell you to do in jail or prison. So don't fool yourself by thinking that you are not accountable to anybody. And then ultimately we are accountable to God, but that's a whole another lesson. I'm an accountability coach. Cool, cool, awesome, awesome. I used to wonder why successful people like Oprah, Steve Jobs before he passed, Bill Gates, people like that, even they are accountable. I used to wonder why these business people had so much money, but yet, like Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, they still have a team. Why is that? Because they understand the the value of accountability. Um, to be truly great, we have to realize what is on the inside of us is not for us. Whether that's influence, whether that's gifts, talents, things like that, it's not for us, it's for other people. So we have to be held accountable. There's this guy in the Bible, in First Kings chapter 12. Yeah, First Kings chapter 12. He didn't listen to, he was a king, and he was the son of Solomon. Solomon wrote Proverbs, and of course, now Christians, anybody knows a proverb or two or three. Very practical teaching. So my point is, Solomon's son had the potential to be like him, very wise, and his son was a king, and his son had councilmen, older wise men that gave him advice, but he didn't listen to it. Instead, he listened to his childhood friends, and the outcome of that was not good. So, friends are important, but you have to look at the life of a person to determine if they are someone who can hold you accountable. Um, Being held accountable basically means they're a voice in your life for potential correction or confiding in. I believe there are four things that happen when we allow ourselves to be held accountable. And then I'll just share these four things and then that's it. First thing is accountability allows us to be principled. You know, y'all, we ain't got no morals no more. We have no more morals, not just in this country, but this world. We are, correction, can't just be for anybody, yeah. We ain't got no morals. It's like we want to do what we want to do. And whether it's toddlers or people in general, we have to realize you don't have to teach people how to do wrong. You got to teach people how to do right. So accountability helps us be principled for one thing. We have to be principled. We have to have morals. You know, when you don't have morals, whether that's sexually, whether that's financially, you want to have morals. Okay? Um, and then that leads us to the second point is accountability helps us to be protected. Thank you. First thing is principle. Second thing is protected. You know, whether that's from outside harm or ourselves. It's hard to get in trouble when you are held accountable by somebody. Matter of fact, like I said, I got a lot of things in my mind. One thing right now is just found out not even an hour ago that my cousin, she had just got this job yesterday, but she just got locked up for trying to sell weed to an undercover cop. Um, so you know, our family dealing with that right now, and she um didn't listen to the people who held her accountable in her life. And so the second point is it allows us to be protected. Accountability helps us to be protected. Um, Third thing is accountability allows us to be productive. Um, you want to allow yourself to get better and be better. Let's take business for example. You know, like I said, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and them, um, Oprah. They'll tell you that you know they do come up with a lot of stuff, and they basically they are their brand. Like who they are is their brand, but they understand that okay, what is inside of me is not just for me; it's for everybody else actually. And they have a team around them, and they share ideas. You know, they sit at tables for meetings and things like that, and they say, okay, what can I do better? What can we do better? And whether it's a business or whether you in school and you got B's and C's and you telling somebody, hey, hold me accountable so I can get some A's and B's up in here for some better GPA, you got to be held accountable to be better in life, whether that's a business, whether that's school and class, whether that's relationships. Um, we want to be productive. We don't want to miss out on potential ideas that can move us to the next level, which is the fourth point is accountability helps us and allows us to be promoted. So the first one is principle, the second one is protected, the third one is productive, and the fourth one is accountability helps us to be promoted. And when you're productive, of course, naturally you are promoted. I was about to text you about this morning. Why are you supposed to talk about this today? Cool. Word, word. Um, it allows you to be promoted. So whether that's like I said with grades, let's say you had C's and D's and you said, hey, whether it's your parents, with some good friends, not just any old friends, whether that's your aunt or uncle, a tutor, a teacher, and you say, hey, just make sure that I make this right here, make sure I had this grade right here, and you'll be promoted. You'll get them A's and B's, and you'll get what you looking for, which is scholarships. Um, whether that's a job, when you are held accountable, you'll be promoted on your job, whether that's peace of mind or whether that's literally in position. If you're single, promotion would be you getting married. If you're married already, promotion would be a better marriage. So when you're held accountable, you um, reach new heights that you could not have on your own. It is not smart to do things on your own. And if you look at people in the Bible, if you look at people outside of the Bible today, and they're not even Christian, they understand the principle of accountability. Like I said before, Oprah and all of them famous folk, they understand accountability. So, last thing is, just because you have people in your life that want to hold you accountable, you got to listen. You have to listen, because I do know some people who they do have good voices in their life, but they don't listen to what they say. So none of that of what I say matters if you don't listen to what people say. And not just anybody, but people who, like I said, look at their life and see, okay, is this person worthy of holding me accountable? Have to listen even if it hurts. Yeah. And if it does hurt, that might be a good sign that it's something that you do need to listen to. Before I close, I actually had a dream last night about accountability. Um, what was the dream? Okay, so I was in church and in the dream, and and my pastor had just finished preaching, and so he was still on the stage, still talking, but he was done preaching. And there was this woman who had a cake in her hand, like a large cake still in the box, like you would get from Farm Fresh or Walmart or something like that. So it was in the box, and she had other stuff in her hand too. And this is a dream. If you just joined, this is a dream that I had about accountability. And there was a group of men that walked towards her. Some I knew, some I didn't. And the pastor, our pastor, was still up there talking after his sermon. And this woman walks in with this cake. And the men approached her. And instead of helping her, they took the cake from her. They put it on the ground and started eating it. And I'm like, so I walked up to them, to the men, and I said, and the woman is looking at them like, what? And I said to the men, this lady needs some help, and y'all eating her cake. Yeah, look like that. What are y'all doing? And they looked at me, they looked up, and they acted like they didn't hear what I said. And I said, wait a minute, y'all heard what I said. And as a matter of fact, didn't y'all just hear what the pastor just said? He just preached, and y'all act like y'all didn't hear that. And they was still eating the cake. And then after I said that, they was like, oh, and they stopped eating the cake and they walked away. And they still didn't help the lady. So I helped the lady. And I woke up and I was like, okay. So that dream was about how some people just be listening to stuff, but they don't take it in. And they really don't want to change, and they don't really want to be held accountable. And I was like, wow, okay. So that is the message about accountability. Um, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And I will see y'all next time. Thank y'all for joining.